Okay, so so far we okay? Okay, so vertical asymptote. You go find it. Vertical asymptote's denominator cannot equal to 0. X equal to plus minus 2. Horizontal asymptote is gonna be a limits as x approach infinity of x squared plus 1. Always approach infinity, and that's limits x approach infinity of x squared plus 1 over x squared minus 4. And you divide it by a highest denominator. So in this case of x squared, x squared, x squared, x squared. So this question has a lot of review element. 1 minus 4 over x squared. So this one eventually equal to 1 because this is all equal to what? 0. And so that is equal to 1. So you have two things already. So this is the thing. You go and graph those things that you know. You don't worry about the things you don't know. You start worrying about the things you don't know, then you cannot graph the whole thing. You start with a little bit of information. You go in and graph those a little bit informations. Okay, so we have horizontal, vertical asymptote. We have x-intercept. Do we have y-intercepts? Y-intercept is what x equal to 0. So that's going to be 0 comma negative 1 over 4. So make sure you write in coordinate. If you have x-intercept, don't just tell me negative 1/4. If you have y-intercept, do not just tell me is whatever. You have to tell me a coordinate. The coordinate is going to help you graph it. Oh, it's 1. Sorry, you're right. It's 1. Thank you. Any questions here? 17. Oh no, sorry. Sorry, f prime of x. We're gonna do derivative. So we're gonna f of x. We will write a question: x squared plus 1 over x squared minus 4. Now, this is a review for the last chapter, chapter 4 or chapter 2. How to take a derivative. The bottom's not one term. I cannot split them. The bottom's two terms, so I just say, hey, let's take a derivative. Low d high minus high d low over low low. So that's going to be 2x to the third minus 8x. And this distribute backwards, so it's minus 2x, so minus 2x cubed minus 2x over x squared minus 4 over squared. So that's going to cancel out this part, so it's going to be negative 10x over x squared minus 4 to the square. Is that okay? Now, low f double prime of x is going to be, now it's required chain rule and the quotient rule. So it's a very good derivative training. You got to be able to do the boring part. The boring part is very, very important. Okay, unfortunately, if you play music, if you do sports, if you do anything, it's always gonna get through the boring part. Those are people can sustain the boring part. That's how they become the best. If you cannot sustain the boring or say this is boring, they will never get anything accomplished in their life. You have to be able to withstand the boring part of it, and you have to get through that boring part. So low d high minus high. Now this is a chain rule. So it'll be 2 times x squared minus 4 to the 1 times 2x over x squared minus 4 to the 4th. To make your life easier, to factor out x squared minus 4, and that's going to be negative 10x squared plus 40x. And this is completely factored out. So that it should be, I make some mistake here. So low d high Wait, if I factor out, oh, you factor out 10, I can do that later. So here is 2 and 2x, so it's gonna be 4x. Feel like I did something wrong. So negative 10x squared plus 40. 2 times 2x is gonna be plus 40x squared over x squared minus 4 to the 4th. So I will cancel this out, that would 3. That's equal to 30x squared plus 40 over x squared minus 4 to the 3rd. Damien, this is how much work each of us have. No, he didn't bother to ChatGPT because ChatGPT will show him a lot more work than that.
Exactly.
So here is, I will do number line and I will do number line here. So let me do number line on both. So number line on the first one is going to be negative 10x, x squared minus 4 squared. Nice thing about square is what? It's always positive. So it doesn't matter what. Negative 2, 0, 2. This is always positive. If you plug in negative number, it's going to give you positive, positive, negative, negative. It's actually opposite. So it's increasing, increasing, decreasing, decreasing. And this is your max. So 0 and negative 1 over 4 is your maximum. And this is that. Yes, Miranda?
Why do you put 0?
Because the numerator equal to 0, negative 10x equal to 0, x equal to 0. That's a particle number. It's not necessarily a maximum or minimum. Okay, so at negative 2 and 2, so 30x squared plus 40 and the x squared minus 4 to the 3rd. It doesn't matter what value I plug in. On the top part, you think about something squared plus a number. It's always going to be positive. Okay, it doesn't matter what I plug in. If I plug in something greater than negative 2, squared minus 4, is this one's positive, this one's negative, is positive. So positive, negative, positive. So it's going to be concave up, down, up. Negative 2. Positive 2. Those are things I need you to graph in. I don't care about if you don't know how to graph anything. Start graphing little by little. This is little by little. Graphing the y-intercept. 1. Negative 1/4 is right here, facing down. So if you graph like this already accomplished most of the part of the graph. Now you just have to figure out, how do I do increasing and concave up and follow those things. Now remember the asymptote here, horizontal asymptote. Remember, Max was telling me about it, why you give me auto scale graph. Here's the way it is. Its asymptote is always eventually it's gonna be like this way or this way. It's either or. But which one is concave up and decreasing? The one on the top, because but the asymptote this way is never gonna cross x-axis. Now in the middle here, they can cross x-axis, not a problem. We only take about is they go to negative infinity, what happened. So this part of the graph is gonna go here and go into here. It has to be encasing concave up. And this asymptote is never gonna touch. Now here is gonna give you concave down and increasing. It's still going increasing because going from left to right is still gonna go up. Now, one more thing I want to go back and redo is the symmetry. So if I plug in negative x equal to negative x squared plus 1 over negative x squared minus 4 equal to x squared plus 1 over x squared minus 4. Go back to original function. Guess what? Because original function like this is going to have symmetry to y-axis. And then you finish graphing. So the minimum, right? The minimum, you graph the asymptote in there. You graph the asymptote in there. The x-intercept. Now, everything else, if you say you don't know how to graph, that's understandable because you don't have enough experience. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to graph it and go check the decimal, see if how they react. Yes.
Why did you put the 0 in the f prime and then you didn't put it in the f double?
I did. I did because I'll show you 30x squared plus 40 equal to 0. So 30x squared equal to negative 40, x squared equal to negative 4 over 3. So now you cannot square root of negative numbers. So x equal to square root negative 4 over 3, that's not part of the zeros. So you don't even need to do square root of negative 3 because you cannot square root of negative numbers.
But we always have to test it.
You test it only in the bottom. We only test the bottom, x squared minus 4, so it's negative 2 and 2. Now you're going to say, is this inflection point? That's not inflection point because over there is an asymptote. Even though in the test, it looks like it's an inflection point, but it follow. That's why you need to know your original domain. Your original domain is from positive to negative. That is going to give you, says, well, a negative 2 is an asymptote. Therefore, that's not inflection point. It's like separate. Separate is a vertical asymptote. You have Samuel?
Yep.
Samuel, you
There's not
approve?
gonna be any what?
You approve?
Sure. You get to have a word. What's the Are we gonna have slant asymptote?
We're gonna talk about slant asymptote. I don't know if I will put on the test yet, but I don't know. You gotta know your slant asymptote. So that just say I'll give you a question like this, and then we say what is slant asymptote of this. So obviously, do we have vertical asymptote? What is the vertical asymptote? X equal to 2 actually. Okay. So what is the horizontal asymptote? There is none, right? Because the numerator is larger. But when the numerator is larger by 1 degree, then you have a 1 degree asymptote. It's called a long division. So you want to figure out this. Now you can have a parabola as asymptote. Actually, you can have a 2nd degree asymptote if you have 2 degree larger. Because the numerator is greater than 1 by 1 degree. If you do limits x approaching infinity of x squared minus 2x plus 4 over x minus 2, if you divide it by this by x, limit x approaching infinity, that's equal to x minus, I think, 2 plus 4 over x over 1 minus 2 over x. This is equal to 0, this is equal to 0, this is equal to 2, but this is going to be infinity. So infinity minus 2, there is no asymptote. So therefore, there's no horizontal asymptote, but there is a slant asymptote by doing this. So the slant asymptote is this x. So this is your slant asymptote right here. If you graph it, that's a graph to show you the slant asymptote. Just y equal to x, yeah. What was the function? It was x squared minus 2x plus 4 all over what? Over x minus 2, okay. And you see that slant asymptote, y equal to x?
Holy shot.
So that's a slant asymptote. But if you do long division, you figure out that's a slant asymptote, and the vertical asymptote is x equal to 1, I think x equal to 2.
The test we're gonna put on. Bro, the test we're gonna make it
Last time was tie, right?
Yeah. Get that?
No,
Huh?
we thought it's a bet.
All the time, like
All the type bets.
all of it.
All the time bucks. All in.
Going all in. I mean, legal age to gamble now. We be gambling. We be balling now, bro.
You're not legal to look at the freshmen.
Can you go back to the
Love has
like
What?
He said
Okay.
love has no boundary.
That's so bad, dude.
Okay, so the only thing difference is this part is that vertical asymptote and slant asymptote. It was a slant asymptote. Graphing the asymptotes. I will give you points if you graphing the asymptotes x-intercept, y-intercepts. Now the whole graph, you still have to complete that part. But at least that's some point to start with. Start with a little bit. Questions?
Yeah, I got a question.
Sure.
I still don't understand why we, when we're doing the F double prime graph, why we plug in the numbers that are on the denominator. For the denominator for the number line.
Because it's affect the sign. It affect the sign because the bottom still affecting the whole second derivative. It's affecting the sign of the whole second derivative values. So let's just say, for example, let's just say, why do I need to worry about the bottom? Because if I plug in, the top is always positive. But if you plug in that says -3, the -3 squared minus 4 is going to be 9 minus 4, it's positive. But if you plug in something that's really small value, this -4 is going to win. A -4 win is going to be negative. But it doesn't, but if you plug in -4 on the top, it's still positive. So the top part doesn't accumulate a sign. Only the bottom is going to have a sign change. So it would cause your concavity change. If you look at here, is from up to down. So this is a concave up and this is concave down.
Makes sense.
Okay. Okay, so I might give you harder questions. That was light. Okay, let's give you a hard one. This one, no, Sepper see this question before, and he had to crash out on this question. So
Vertical. I forgot what the
actually, you're not a second person. I think today I saw Mason's paper hat, and he's white. So
Mason and grab.
no. He had a. He's supposed to grab vertical asymptote, but he put it as horizontal.
Come on, bro. It's the language barrier. Don't judge.
Sepper did the
He's
same
white?
thing. Yeah, he's white.
Okay, never mind. He just stupid. But is that the graph? If it's drawing, I'm not.
So is any horizontal asymptote or vertical asymptote on this one? Yes or no? No, why not? It's not a rational function. Yes, if it's a rational function, then you might have a slant vertical asymptote and slant asymptote. But if it's just a normal function like this, but the problem with domain of this one is a little bit hard, and derivative is going to be a little bit hard. What? Okay, that's good. There's one more.
One more y-intercept.
No. You were talking about x-intercept or y-intercept? Y-intercept, there is no 2 points, only 1 point.
There was
Zero. No, it doesn't have anywhere. No, or it doesn't have one. I forgot. About that.
Y-intercept is when x is equal to 0. X-intercept is when y equal to 0.
If the answer and x squared would be negative, either one. That's your only bound.
Jacob cannot speak today. Data finance. And some people said, can I go over the other question? I'll go over this one. So x squared over x squared plus 3. This is if I plug in 0, 0, so x-intercept and y-intercept. Domain is gonna be a real number. There is a horizontal asymptote at y is equal to 1. And I'm gonna take a derivative, so f prime of x equal to low d high. Yeah, that's a different question. That's one of the homeworks. High d low over low low. Low d high.
It doesn't matter.
There's the ring.
So for this question at 0, it's gonna give you a negative and positive. F double prime of x is low d high minus high d low
It doesn't matter what one you have. You can combine them wrong. Throw the ones. Yeah. Because if you think about it, all you're doing is you also have both sides prizes. Oh yeah. Make 9 minus
No, it's okay.
Okay, this is one of the question that you guys have a little bit hard time, but this one is gonna be -1, 1. I don't need to test the bottom because the bottom's always positive. So -18 times x squared minus 1. If I plug in that says -2, that's gonna give you negative, positive, negative.
Oh, it's negative
0, 0. One.
No, here, I'm trying to figure this out, right? Right? So now we have one of these lines, and you have this one. Because I didn't question this, I questioned this. So you have this one. So this.
Again, this is a graph for that one question. Some people says, can you go over that one? I think Jacob asked me this question. This is eventually the thing I'll go through. Oh, you didn't do that one. Somebody asked me this one. There was an inflection point right here. I think Gabby is right. I don't know where your hand been, so you can use a chopstick. To touch
Today
mine.
you give test out.
Huh?
Today you give optimization test out.
Actually, it's like the other.
I don't think I want to let you hand touch my eye. No, you can use the chopstick.
Is it the domain or?
No, you're not touching my eye. I don't know where your eye been.
You promised.
I said you can touch my eye. I didn't say you can have to use your hand.
No,
Like I'm saying, like with the range.
not a manager.
Like there is no.
You promised me something and now you back out of it.
Yeah, but Gabby gave a good point. We don't know where your hand been.
Like you can see you wash your hands.
I remember.
Yeah, bro.
And sanitizer. So it's extra clean.
You probably had to put a bleach on it.
We can go double or nothing.
You'll
If
put-
I get a
you'll
hundred
put
on
gloves
this
on.
test, no,
I
no.
want to see it.
If I get a hundred on this test, I get to keep the eye.
It should be a range.
Is my question horizontal or vertical? There is.
I'm still explaining it.
The vertical is like that. Think about it.
There is no vertical asymptote here.
Yeah.
You said there is.
No, I said there's horizontal with no vertical.
There is no horizontal either.
There's no
Thank you.
there is no limitation on the ranges.
There is a range. Yes, there is a range.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Is it can't go from a certain point to a certain point. Like if you put 4 here, it'll be a negative. It should be a negative.
Like this is.
Yeah, but not.
That's what I'm trying to tell you to that there's the
That was my question.
there's a
But you're like,
limitation.
there's the range.
Yeah, technically some people count that.
That's not the same.
Some people
There is no horizontal asymptote.
That's not the same.
No, there's not.
She's right. She's no
I
horizontal
said
asymptote.
that.
No,
I said there is
I
a
asked-
limitation.
I asked, is there a horizontal or vertical asymptote? You said, I think there's a vertical.
No, I think
There's
there's
a
a
limit on the range. Like, that's not my question.
It's
Is
not
there a
asymptote if
horizontal or
it's
vertical?
equal to 0. It's not denominator equal to 0.
We have to find. the
Numerator can equal to 0.
Yeah. But what if it goes? If I remember when it goes to the imaginary, we can't grab it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So there's no graph after that, but this doesn't mean there's an asymptote there.
but there's.
Because you can equal to 3 and negative 3.
Exactly. I did that.
You open it.
You're multiplying this by itself.
What did you do?
It's
What,
squared.
for your,
That's why I put
how
it
do you
to.
do that?
I found all of it. Huh?
Oh. I was right.
Huh? Yeah, I didn't say you were wrong
No,
on that
about
part.
this.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't say you were wrong here.
What about the reason? How do you do
No,
that?
and then you have to do the
The range, bro. How I figure out there's a range or not? I just plug
Value.
yeah higher than like
Yeah.
maybe square root. If there's an imaginary, it goes
So show me how you do it.
then I just plug it in like I go 9 minus 16 is negative 7.
So,
This is imaginary.
yeah, can be done.
Okay.
Okay, I know, yeah.
So this sets a
Can be
limitation.
fought.
Okay, so that means your graph over here. These are not that's they're just the limitation. It's gonna look like from here. Yeah, because if further on it's imaginary.
Mr. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't get the number. So how do we find like the numbers? Do we equal this to 0 and equal this to
Like
0?
it goes from y. It goes from
So it would be negative.
So, but there's domain. Domain cannot graph after 3. So it's gonna be negative 3 to 3. But there's also
there's domain. There's no bro, I just messed the words up. No, I be just messing the words up.
And
Oh.
there's also 3 like
yeah.
square root
So
over
this is
2.
negative. So there's a positive negative here. So positive square root 3 over 2, and negative square root
With
3
these numbers too.
with this number. So the idea is gonna be here.
Not gonna have a mind, bro. I'm gonna be like so fucked.
So you're gonna test this one.
That's this, that's this. That's this.
So this 3
Wait, but what about the negative infinity and infinity? Is that not like the domain?
yeah, the domain is gonna be.
So we can.
Larissa, you okay? Are you sure? Come here. I'm sorry. No, I don't. I just want you to try. I don't want you to put something down. I don't want you like. I know you are good. I think like you can be even better. Okay.
Wait, so we don't test this?
No, because there's nothing. You cannot plug in -4. You cannot plug in 4 here because the 4 square is gonna be 16. 9 minus 16 cannot have 1/2 power. You cannot have square root of negative number.
So the domain's negative 3 to 3?
Yes.
How?
Because you gotta set inside a radical greater than 0. So this one is
I thought
9
domain
minus
was
x
the
squared
denominator.
cannot equal to, you have to equal to 0. So that's gonna be 3 minus x and 3 plus x greater than 0. So therefore it's -3, 3. You can plug this in there. If you plug in -4, it's gonna give you positive, negative. So that it's gonna give you negative, and this is negative, positive, it's gonna give you negative. So you cannot square root of negative numbers, so the domain is gonna be from -3 to 3 in this bracket.
Oh, so wait, I thought domain only works for the denominator. So it's
No,
also for radicals. too.
for radical, on the notes I says is radical. Radical has to be greater than 0.
Oh, that's what messed me up.
Okay.
Thank you.
Y'all got
I'm so sad for you.
I got test on.
You need it?
I got test on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, bro.
You can come Tuesday. Like,
It's gonna be
after
straight up
Tuesday.
suicide. But I think I handled it Wednesday and Thursday. Yeah, I feel like I got like roller Smith is not as hard as you were like making it sound like. I thought it was gonna be like really hard.
No, it's very easy. It's like any
No, you were like-
AB calculus kids can do it.
You're making it sound like it's like the hardest part of like PC.
No, I didn't never say that.
You're like you're like scaring me.
I never say that.
Wasn't he over exaggerating Roller's method before?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, Chris, I was like-
No, I did not say that. I said it's easy.
part C, the first part B. Yeah, that's part A.
Bro, we did part A in class.
Wait, for what? The worksheet, right? The first one, or the like question 1 or 6?
Mr. Gay, did you see our video has 160
Three.
likes?
Oh.
Isn't that crazy?
Wait, question 3. The only one I didn't do is question 6 part A. Yeah, I hate you. I didn't do my homework. Boy, I really woke up with a I was gonna like question 2 was kind of weird. But I didn't.
Where's my homework? He's not here?
I swear to God. Crash out.
1 minute remaining until
What's up?
You're no longer here.
Bro.
Yeah, rapper, bro.
No more fighting, bro. No more. He said that. What about the fighting? I cannot touch it. You cannot stop me from that.
You were down from YouTube.
I went from the victim to the victim. God.
Oh, don't go to music
Holy shit, I lost my
Yeah, that's what my sister.
Katie, what's your test result? What's your test result? You don't have to wear that thing anymore?
Not that one. I think the
That was very scary.
Deceive me, bro.
Huh?
You didn't know.
They're like Carrie.
My dad had heart.
yeah, but
Wait, your mom had the heart attack?
not like it was like serious. But I might have the same.
My dad had a heart attack twice. But he didn't die from heart attack, he died from liver disease.
What about this? What about my other? Because I read this is the end of the book. And then I want to this. All of them are
That's just like.
So I shouldn't have it here.
Get her belly button.
You know,
And they were like,
Like, you know what I mean? You know what? I'd rather someone taught me that though than do it.
Yeah.
What is the AB kid gonna be doing on the 20th?
3 minus 3 minus.
That's the day I'm switching video.
20. Oh, they have a test.
Yeah, but what?
They have a test.
Test? So I can make fun of them in the test? Oh no, I will make.
I didn't meant to have a test, but I had a because they're all struggling, so I decided to slow down this week, just kind of give them a retest possibility. And we actually ahead of the curve. I didn't want to teach anything new because Thanksgiving they're gonna forget everything. So if I teach all the integration this week and next week after Thanksgiving, I have to do it over again because people forget Thanksgiving. So I decided to. I think a lot of teachers probably does the same thing. It's kind of like.
I know we have a macro system. A lot of teachers are doing the same thing, but they're not teaching.
Because if you teach something like they're gonna forget after a week, it's like you know when teaching right now. I'd rather have 3 weeks space to where I don't have to.
I will make fun of them during the test. Okay, I will laugh at all of them. To me, bro, look at the. Oh yeah. I don't know if it will work. Wait, when did December 1st? Not right. I'm gonna have Dallas straight out. I'm gonna have them with like volleyball. See if I get a secret. If I get a secret, I'm gonna have my little. I'm going to. You know her all. Look at the easy fork right there, bro. Who's that guy? I am not.
Okay, so one question I will tell you on the test that you have to worry about. In the logistic function, where do you think the population grow the fastest?
What?
Logistic function will be.
Exactly halfway between initial and area.
Okay, I'm confused. Do you want us to like memorize the equation, both equations?
Exactly halfway between.
Because then there's the part where you're like, oh, this is the integration by parts, like you're not gonna know this. So,
You don't need to know that.
so do we just memorize this minus b equals ky times 1 minus y over l, and then we also memorize y equals l over whatever the heck?
Okay, I'll give you. So let me write down the things that you will be expect to see on the test. Hold on, we can see this. So tomorrow says that you are gonna have a. My thing's not working. Sorry. Okay. Okay, first thing is Euler. Now sometimes your dx could be you can go backward, you can track backward. You know, you can go your equation tension line, you can track backwards. I don't know if there's an example question on that. Second thing is differential equation. Okay, third thing is Newton's Coulomb law. You have to know what Newton's Coulomb law. What is Newton's Coulomb law? dy dt is equal to what? K times
Y minus initial temperature.
Y
Room
minus
temperature.
room temperature. So you have to know this because on the test you're gonna have a question about this. Okay. Differential equation you have to know and slope field. Now those two different type of differential equation you have e to the something, right? What is the fourth thing is logistic function. you have to remember both of them. You don't have to know how to derive it, but you do know how to. Now, one thing I did forgot to mention, where do you think the population grow the fastest? These are?
Just the middle.
Why?
Cause like in the beginning it starts out slow, it's like exponential, it gets exponentially fast. And then it like kind of like goes off at the end.
Yeah, so is the carrying capacity the fastest growth if happen at limit capacity divided by 2. That's where the inflection point occurs. If you did AP chemistry, it happens the same thing as well. If you do the titration, remember the titration graph? It's like this.
I have no idea what you're doing.
And your mom's chemistry teacher.
Yeah, I know that. There's a reason I decided to take physics over chemistry.
Yes.
Well, no, physics deals with gravity, and at least with film, I get to try.
Okay, so this part is the fastest growth. I'll give you a couple more questions about logistic function. Euler's method, differential equation, Newton's cooling law, this, and the logistic function. There were 2 functions. Can you tell me what are those 2? dy dt is equal to what? Ky.
Parentheses. 1 minus y.
L over y?
No, it's y over x.
I'm sorry. And what is the y in this case?
Initial current population. Initial population.
So-
L carrying capacity.
L over what? 1 plus b e to the negative kt, right?
Well, yeah.
Is that okay? So this is a logistic function. So what is BC? BC is this part. BC exam, you're gonna have this. BC exam, you're gonna have this. This only on my exam, you're gonna have Newton's cooling law. This is the AB and BC. Okay, so whatever that you're gonna see. So, yeah,
What type of questions are you gonna ask for the logistic function?
I will give you some example today. Okay, some more example today.
The
Okay.
fourth question, number 4, what B? Is that just the generic?
B is a constant.
So it's basically just B, but we already have.
B usually you find out what you usually find out the B constant plug in initial condition. That just say when at 0 there's 40 out.
So B is just another variable.
Yeah. So in that particular case, I think we started 4,000 out is the carrying capacity, and we plug in 0 for T, and there was like 40 out. So I think B is 99. Yeah, according to that, B is equal to 99. And then you can figure out a K. Once you can find out a K is the second initial condition, you can find out a K. Is that okay? And then you can figure out what T is. So logistic function, I will give you another worksheet just to make sure. I feel like you guys should not have problem and slow field and differential equation. Euler's formula, I think the best way to do is list down this. I think this is a lot easier to do. X, Y, dy, dx, and then go through the steps.
Wait,
Okay.
that's Euler's, which is the whole plug in.
So you had to do maybe 2 iterations, 2 steps, or 4 steps, depends. The step could go backward too. You gotta be careful, the steps can go backwards. So you can use let's just say if I use for 1 to predict the 2, with 2 to the half step, this is gonna be 3 over 2. So you're gonna have, you plug in 1, you're gonna get, usually they'll give initial condition, and use dy dx, you use that equation tangent line to figure out the second 2, to figure out what the second y, usually is figure out this part here. Yes,
The equation for this is y minus whatever y is this time equals dy over dx parentheses
Right.
x minus whatever x is this time, right?
Yeah, so it's basically equation tension line twice. So basically, if you have this function that this is growing, and that we use the equation tension line from here to predict here, and we're gonna use this height and then use the slope here to predict this. Now, is that gonna be a little bit deviation compared to your actual? Yes, there's an error, and that's why we error something compared to the actual differential equation than the actual Euler's method. Yes.
Yeah, we've only actually done one.
Newton's formula is gonna be almost exactly like that. Yes, I'll give you an example. Okay, so BC, differential equation, Euler's method, you should not have problem. Differential equation, you should not have problem. Newton's method and logistic will give you a couple more examples on this. Is that okay? Okay, so go over your homework. I'll give you a couple more examples so you can look it over.
We have to graph the Euler.
Come on.
I'll look at the graph.
Hey guys, when did you get to number 2?
Yeah. Well,
How do I have to go? You guys just play Clash all day. What did you get for number 2? Hey, what did you get for number 2 on the homework? Yeah.
I'm doing another one.
We have it tonight. I didn't know.
as long as
I messed up. Okay, thank you. This is why you have
I guess that's so basically, yeah, you shot it. So you use
Guys, you should be working, not like talking. Guys, you should be working.
if it's like one and has 0, it's intervals, you use that line, and then you make it look like that one, you use that and
doing this question, we haven't seen the like pausing in the yeah, find that first. Huh?
that's what was missing.
Oh, like, plug the time back in.
You do that. I'm a
Like we're not missing.
Euler for B, then you have the actual equation. You use Euler when you don't have the equation, you have a bunch of numbers. You use the fucking Euler when you don't have the equation. We have Euler. We do Euler first time, then we do the actual equation. See how often. Euler did it perfectly, so it's not when you don't have the equation. That's what I was saying.
It should separate, get to work.
That's the way I'm working.
Anytime I open a window,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel like my way would be zero. I feel like this is. Yeah, I just gotta like find like the numbers.
At the same time, you have much.
But I must say, yeah, I have a different way of solving than you, Sean. I don't care about that, right?
If there's an alternate method for find the Euler's, can we use it?
We're not gonna see you.
Because I didn't learn from you. I want to learn. Like, I think that's a formula for it.
Yeah, you don't need a formula. That's what I'm trying to say. You don't need it. Absolutely don't need a formula. Formula is the same thing.
But I think it's easier to use the formula. I guess faster is the formula.
Not really.
You taught that. I feel like it's pretty similar.
It's same. If you, as long as you get it right, I don't care.
Alright, so if I do that.
But you have to follow how many iterations I'm gonna ask you. I would say
yeah,
two
you need to
steps.
do that.
I would say two steps. But you're doing the same exact thing. I'm trying to say you're doing the same thing. So it's basically Euler's method is gonna be taking multiple iterations to get to the thing.
Yeah.
There's actually something called Newton's method, but the Newton's method there was an error. Well, when I grew up, we actually had studied Newton's method. There was an equation for it, but it's actually just understand. Don't need to know equation. For me, like I won't memorize that equation on the actual test.
Very.
Never mind them, Mr.
What?
Never mind, Mr. A. The way you thought it was different is literally the exact same thing as what you just said.
She's not our formula.
I'm trying.
The formula that he saw is literally linear approximation, just putting it into y equals mx plus b form.
Oh, that's like our first six. I mean, not like all level.
Oh my god. I thought there was
So let's look. No, this is actual AP exam question. This is actual AP exam question. You can figure out what is it. Write it down the answer. Don't shout it, please. Ian, special to you.
answer, dude. That's what I was actually thinking.
What? Read.
Hey, can I see what you did for three?
So over here I have the equation that I got from my initial addition. So I plug in the same. And then 2.5 minus 17, which got me, yes, and then my dy dx is this one. So I just plug in 2.5 plus 4.
I have, thank you, sorry, I need to plug, I found my line, I completely forgot to get me in that original.
So basically, y.
Okay, everybody got my same answer?
Well, apparently they didn't, but yeah, I got the answer.
The answer is D.
I said 300 and go read the question again, Mister. You
Look
making
at
me tweet
this.
out. Yes. I said the 300 and go read the
Hey,
question.
people, look at this. And look at this. What the
How was it not? Because like
What is that 15 max? That's a constant. Do you know why? Go to, okay.
Oh, hell.
Okay, so the second question.
Yes, so like, so
Wait, that,
is 90%. So the ones that are not
So after you verify that carrying exactly that 90% will become that means
Okay, does everybody understand this one? The answer is B.
yeah.
And B, really easy.
Yeah,
Not in her bed, it's very practicing.
Bro, he actually made it sound like. What would you say? I said.
Always like that.
Oh, hell.
Always
They say inverse. So it would be God damn, right.
That one's funny.
Yeah. But the river has to be close to ABC. It's one,
They do. Besides I did.
So it's not ABC.
I'm gonna.
One side.
Where D, Y, where, you know, it's the C, D, Y,
Yeah.
and the X. I don't care about X, it means it has to be either B or E. And, there's no Y equals 0. For the first one, that'd be 0. That's why it's 120. 0. Makes sense.
Wait, you got what?
Look at that first function. dy over
It's B, right?
How do you know
The answer for this one's what?
B,
B is good.
A, C, and D all have X, which our graph does not care about.
Not this fast.
Yeah, -3.
How would we change the function in order for it to be 120 minus 1 instead of 1 minus?
Bro, I'm gonna. It better not be like all read 120. I can't read.
120 minus y, like.
Yeah, 120 is the capacity, right?
I'm gonna do 120. I'm gonna stay big with the
You can factor out, which is some question you have to factor out.
I can go back.
All right, next question.
Bro. Oh. Was it his arm on? This is my set. That's my baby.
Okay, how about the next question?
Show mystery.
Yeah. What's the question that you said? Well,
Y.
Well, it's actually supposed to be 17.
It looks like this. Okay. And this is
Well, it,
L.
it might
I
be
think
E.
I'm looking back and forth to make sure I'm right, but then it's-
I think it might actually
now
be
let me
E
try it
because
again.
doing that then you divide by 2. See?
Okay. But see, I did that on purpose.
Not bad, not bad.
Hey, that's annoying that I did all of this. And then I
Don't
said,
get me wrong.
I put it
Bro, that makes sense. Your L and your graph is protruded.
Well, it's either A or B.
The answer this one's kind of tricky.
Well, it's not C, that's just a B.
Okay.
No.
Don't say that.
That's only, let's say you're trying to like triple the
Final population does not
What's your answer?
Oh, it's because it's two. That's fine. Wait, that's right.
way of how is that? I understand the first part. But the I still are. He's missing with
No, it's
A.
yeah.
It's not A.
It's then it's D.
It's D. You're trying to like, you're doing your thing up, bro. Look at that evil smile on his face. He's making his trip over again.
E.
I'm gonna get
The answer is E.
Yay!
Oh, so then it's times two, so you gotta times two that.
Because, yeah, it's E because it's what that number. It's not A because you want half.
You see how it starts with one, so you multiply it by two, that means you also have to take everything.
It's 1 minus K, it's 1 minus Y.
Oh, the text right there.
So that's a 2, we know that the power thing has to be a 2. Which means we divide the second by 2.
Oh, yes, you did it right.
We have to divide it by 2 and because it's a fraction, that means we multiply it, and when the top of the bottom, we even get out. Sorry, I
Alright.
So then plug in.
Bro, why look like my
Everybody is okay with number 5?
And then basically
Everybody is okay with number 5? You had to factor out a 2. So if you factor out 2, that means you divide it by inside by 2.
K equals 2.
well, you're trying to find.
where's the graphic?
So then you're already
Where is
to
the graphic?
solve for K, for this one, you're gonna plug it.
There's 200, so you're kidding.
So then you plug in this for Y.
These are, we know you want to go for aerospace. Go
And then
ahead.
we'll put
Blow us all over.
Yes.
Alright, next questions.
For
E,
yes. And then your ln, like
your L is
this is gonna be Y for 200 minus.
D, C,
Yeah, you got your answer.
3 is completely bogus.
Yeah.
And
I don't want to share
if
it.
1 is true,
But you
2
did
is
it already.
correct, and 3 is
But you're
completely
good.
wrong.
But you're plugging it in because like that's all.
And there's no situation where all of them are wrong.
So then you solve for this, and then you have one.
If 1 is true, that means 2 has to be true. And C is wrong completely, just no matter what, it has to be like this. No. So either 1 and 2 is you're wrong, or 1 and 2 are right, 3 and C.
Okay.
And so I can just get my all wrong. Sorry. Just again. Communication. So there. And what was your final answer for 3? 11?
Okay, so the answer is C.
Although there are word questions, I feel like I don't get it.
Separate can read.
I've been locking.
Okay, so let me give you a question of a free response look like.
Oh, now we can.
I'm not eating the donut. Mr. Ye. Whoa.
This is just like the out questions.
Where's the multiple choices, Mr. I was getting them because they were getting them because they were multiple choices. 100.
And then, so then you solve for K, but you're trying to solve for T, because you're trying to yes, you're trying to solve the time when it equals 100. You go back, and then you plug this,
Wait, this thing takes
See, I can't read that, bro.
and then you plug all of your variables. So your 100 for Y, your K, and your Z. It ends up being some crazy thing that is this that I got the right answer.
It already starts from a 20. B.
I didn't finish my gum.
I'm using the first.
This is the first gum.
We're all the
Oh, that's
same.
it. No, that's it.
We are all the same though.
Let's be honest, Mr. Ye, nobody's on question C right now. I'll assure you no one's doing it.
0, 0.
What does this
Well,
mean?
he said it's gonna be exactly.
Oh, it's 1 over 10.
I know.
I mean, it's 1 over.
Bro, I might get it. Don't even play with this
I
stuff.
might too.
I'm just good as like this. That should be cool. This should be cool.
This is like
It's fast.
$20.
Well, I don't need no. I got a graph, bro.
And it was,
Zero
hey,
You get 0.01 p over 3. 0.01 1 over 100. 1 over 100 divided by 3. 1 over 8.
Yes, sir. 0.
wait,
I'm gonna say scroll down. Let's say it.
that's what you did. Like, oh, I think
And it was like, well,
I found B.
Yeah. It's
100 over.
I still have a K in there, but B is K. Wait, are we supposed to do B right now or just A?
A and B.
Oh no, this is not.
I might do.
Yeah, I got it.
If you do the right, C is equal to 4.
B equals 4.
B.
B equals 4, not
Just say
C.
it can be.
Oh, we actually have to turn it into decimal approximation.
You. If I give you a decimal, then you guys.
Yeah. You guys are not at the same.
Oh my god, what's hurting me?
That's the answer? Yeah. No, it's asking what is the. Oh, no, okay.
Really great.
Wait,
What?
you don't have a calculator?
It's not calculated.
I need a calculator for that. Can I use a calculator?
Well, yes.
I will give you a calculator. You will have a calculator.
Because we need a calculator tomorrow.
On some part, not all part.
Just this, like, we ain't-
I got no calculator.
Oh my god, already though.
You have
Just
calculator.
do one from Greenwell.
Wait,
All right, did you get part C?
Wait. Okay.
83.
83.
83.392.
Is this the equation?
83.392.
God damn it, bro.
How about the last one?
I can't find K.
And then I'm gonna wear it in the summer.
I can't find K.
This was missing.
Wait a minute, T.
One over 10,000.
100 times 0.7 is 1.
It becomes you're taking out 100. 100 here, but then you multiply it up here.
1 over 1 plus 4
In here, but then you're taking out like divided by
Redistribute the 0.01 into the
Would you get a calculator? Think of that as like when you're taking out.
God damn it, Kirtan, this is
But
loud.
like this.
Yes, bro.
1 over
Okay. 100 over 1 plus, wait, this should be 100, and then this should be 3.
Do you guys need help with those questions, or you guys got it? You can use calculator. You can use calculator.
Oh no.
I don't remember.
You can use calculator.
We got the answer, Mr.
Not proceed.
Wait for C.
Should I give you the answer for C?
No, wait. I haven't even looked at it. When P is 80,
Well, I thought that was like the fire truck.
Not again.
I thought neither was gonna blow up.
Second my favorite fucking blow up, bro.
One day, I'm gonna do like that one. Like, you want to play this mystery game for $100? And it's like, this is not
And you go to 80.
why would you want to go up?
What is this mistake?
It's 100.
I never. I knew. I would.
This one I was taking off public one. And then now it's just like this one.
I don't take off because this one I take off because I gotta take off.
And then I get to take this. And then you're
And all of this.
The rate of a rumor. All right, next question. The same question as the last one. At least this title is more attractive.
Oh, it's like, oh. It's like the rate at which the people update a real Bible.
I liked it. I lost it in my graphics.
I've been there.
Someone was feeding you your lines. I know. On Wednesday.
Yeah.
He said, oh, someone has to tell them.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna give you
Who watched that?
Wait, 2.77.
That's the first time I was acting something.
It was so good.
Only thing I have to say is Wednesday and in Chinese. Whatever I say afterwards.
Okay, 163 likes, 74 shares, 8 reposts, 3,710 views.
Michigan, we're running some influencers.
That's like more than you've done all your week. Like that.
That's hurt. That hurts.
And everyone's watching on Reels.
Oh, you were? Oh yeah, it's Ethan's fault. Who did the editing?
I just have
I get to be on my.
I actually have no clue.
God damn it, you gotta stop putting the Chinese in the video.
I said math is easy.
Oh,
8,000 views.
I could have cussed people out, but that'd be funny.
I viewed it.
first 25,000, and last year exactly 2,000. And
Let me email myself. You stay on it.
This should be 80, equals to 80.
I need to copy down the two first.
Well, you gotta plug in X for the need to work. Like, instead of T, I put digital. Well, bro, like, you gotta think about it. You graph that shit, there is no access to it. Bro.
Okay. I can totally just put this in my work. Okay.
Donald Davis.
Yes.
but like carrying capacity makes sense
I know.
because at the halfway point, there's the most number of people. There's a large amount of people already.
You scroll down to C.
Yeah.
Like, can you just send that in the group chat?
Okay.
Yeah, can you send this to me?
Like, you plug in 0 for T, but what do you do for B? Yeah, the one we just saw? This one? No. This one?
You had to find out what B is. And the B in this case is $3.99.
How do you do that?
You have to plug in the initial condition of that country. Not plug in here. Change to the second format. Use the B equal to L over 1 plus BE to the KT.
Oh, I got it.
Because that's a population equation.
Oh!
They do
Oh,
have
the
Ghana,
marker
but they
is
don't
already
do
wrote.
But not since you have art.
Oh,
Only after.
only after.
He's gonna be like, oh yeah, I'll watch this.
If you have heart
If
attack,
you give me a bad grade, I'm gonna start having a heart attack. So
I feel the palpitation.
Totally big.
you got one thing.
I'm not going north. I'm not going north. So I can't move here. Anyways.
Oh, yeah, that one. Yeah, no.
Bro, that's not the
Yeah, I
tea.
think I was
I don't know how they do it back in China, but you don't sit on a table. He was so innocent when he said that, bro. I felt bad.
Albert, he was trying to say, he was like, because he keeps like Chinese people, so he keeps calling me Albert, it's okay, you're not Chinese.
Yo, if you touch me, you're going to jail, by the way.
Oh, word. You're 18. too.
Going to jail?
Made me just like, I'm 17, bro. If you touch me, you're going to jail. Bro. If you touch me, I'm getting you guys arrested. For what, bro? For loving too much? For loving
Okay.
too much? Our president loved too much. Why isn't he arrested, bro? Well, he tried.
hey, no, put it back, put it back.
I'm
You
kind of
guys-
homeless.
You guys, no, that's for after school touring,
I need
not for you guys to grab snacks.
Mr. Yeah.
No, that's not fair. People after school here.
Who comes after school? I'm after school too, there, Mr. Yeah.
Then you after school, you get it.
These are. That's wrong, bro.
This is not how
Is it
it's
not?
not like the most regular arguments. I know for the EVQ document.
I'm getting one. You touch me and you're going to jail, bro. Give me that tea, bro.
What?
Yeah, did you hear about this? Did you hear about Trump and Bill Clinton?
Yeah, the first case president, all right. I thought that's what the Democrats wanted.
Right there, right there. Yo, let's cook you, bro. We like Dominic, bro.
No.
We need some Dominic right now. I need a sheep, bro. So, I need some turkey. You like, bro. Turkey. Trump gave you, or did he give, bro? He's not good. He's not good. He's gotta get that word when he said. Maybe a little like,
Oh, yeah, it's not even.
like, you know, he's not. Yeah. No. That's a scam, bro. Exact same. Oh.
You have to stick yourself.
Not why, Mr. Yeah. I don't put so many words on this thing. I'm writing it.
Gov now? No, you have Gov now. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you need to be there. Just one. Gov is downstairs.
Who do I airdrop to?
You'll be lunch.
Gov is not downstairs.
Oh,
He's Peter. Can I airdrop to you guys?
Yeah, go.
Wait, I've been here every day. Are you good?
No, I thought you didn't know it.
Who's Soap?
Are you still because my laptop has been circuited. My AirPods are near 12.
You're not allowed in your phone anymore?
Nope.
Is your phone still called loud?
I don't even know where it is.
Somebody open the door for Emily.
Should I say that maybe?
Don't send it to AV.
Get them to go start tweaking out. They don't even know what an intro is yet.
Except for Lena's gonna be okay, right? Dina's gonna be okay, right? Dina? No, that's Dorisa.
Wait.
I kinda fucked up. He was texting me, like, telling me, it was like fucked up, texting me, telling me to, like, help me and shit. I saw her text on 2, then I texted her in the morning, and she go message is gonna tell me that, I just laugh at her ass.
Wait, she already knows. I'm gonna show her.
He's not here. Great. Wait. Emily. Emily. Yeah, I got. You know how I know? Because today I'm here. He is. Balls, bro. He always looks at the game. Because you can feel more. More? It's on sports Wi-Fi.
When he was on a second wife, he actually
I had 2 to 3 voices.
I'm just reading.
I don't even know how many.
I kind of did 13 game.
Yeah, like.
No, I like done 12 ID.
I was hungry.
He's not Mexican, bro. Look at him. He's black.
Looks like I'm Mexican.
He's African.
I could be Dominican if I tried.
Yo, mi nombre es Dominican, papi. Yo no hablo. Connor was oh, wait, if you want to do that, Greenwald?
Empress, can you delete that picture?
Huh?
Can you delete that picture?
Delete what picture? I did.
No, you delete it only for yourself? You're traumatizing them.
You did delete it?
Yeah, it's gone.
Alright.
Oh, that was funny. That was funny though.
Heart attack for 1 second.
Yeah. The first one is 600 over 1.
Yo, no, you don't, bro.
Oh my god.
That would be really good. Yeah.
I mean, it's not a lot.
Except for me.
Oh no, the Mickey Mouse shows everybody around.
Whoa, whoa,
Maybe it smells like- maybe it tastes like
Yo, is that still working out?
I think so. Hit up Winston, bro. Where's that Ola?
Wait, like Hispanic?
Yeah, the one in our cooker.
Oh, wait, what's that?
Oh, Winston, yeah.
Man, they come to Winston, hold up.
Wait, I should make the bid on his.
Yeah.
Use him as a reference. Good job.
And Winston is he's not like we're in California. Balling like that.
It's not even mine, it's my dad.
No, please stealing your dad's book now. Expected from your brown. I feel nothing, bro. I don't feel so. I'm white. I'm Caucasian. You're not Caucasian. Look at my side when I am Caucasian. That's Caucasian. I think you should be. Yeah. Yeah, then they consider us. They feel like even if you're in Africa, like my dad's in Asia, but like it's still what it means.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sorry, they said.
I was gonna tell you racist. You said my speaker. Yeah, but it's not my freaking grass. Holy shit, man. What? Give me that. Over age people?
Oh, very upset. It's like a crime.
That's actually okay. I'm like everything, bro. I've been deep I've exceeded more than I did in my last place. These things are like new to me right now. Green now. Not yet. I think it takes like a couple thousand years. It does? Yes. Yeah. You have regular music. You can get local. They're in my juice bowl. That's not the word. That's where you're. So you know sometimes when you try to see something, it like has a field over it, like on a pole. Like if you know what the do you remember when you go out to the area? Yeah. Do you remember? No. Wait. Okay.
No, I was just talking about the name.
Here. I just here. No, it has nothing to do with it. You have mantis claw. Oh, no, bro. I played them twice. I saw a battle was two. That defense. Yeah, like it isn't both fun. Well, no way to give us. I did. All the way to the feet? Yeah. Right there. I mean, that's the thing. Black ear and white ear. I got what? I got both.
No, never said.
Psychology, getting a
all the way up. You've been here.
Yeah.
You haven't gone to the, you know. You haven't been to I went to this point. I've been here. Yeah, you all know. Yeah, I've been here. I haven't been to very weird places. No, well. I think they bought throwing shit out.
Oh, yeah, that's
That gives you the pathway to go back to city of Clear. In other ways, I suppose in the game. I bought a bunch of those, bro. I only have 4. I was
It's an abomination.
Why did you go up?
I'm like, you're like,
Not like that one skinny guy. Not that much.
If you put a Nemo with multiple structure, that thing is no line.
oh, really?
It has to be fully white.
Health Inspector Orlando.
Scary.
No fucking way that is effective.
Like they can't test. No.
That's
Close enough though. Cool Whip.
No.
I put Cool Whip. It's